For many late nights fading into early daylights, the son of the farmer sits awake in bed, murmuring to himself a Confucian classic. I, his observant neighbor, recognize this ragged boy's devotion and teach him after he has finished aiding his father in the fields. His words may be beautiful, but the sentences are ugly. This is echoed in his painting. The strokes may be beautiful, but the picture is ugly. His writing, instead of admired in his creativity, will be scoffed upon as ignorant. I see this, and fear the rejection of the boy's talent by the current fashion. With me guiding his tan, calloused hands, directed by a gentle, dedicated mind, he slowly creates a masterpiece from the pieces of the picture he previously disfigured. The now blackened sky and the comfort of the straw bed seek to lure the boy to sleep. Tired, he quietly lights a candle in protest. So begins a day in Kaifeng. The candlelight persisting against the threatening night catches the storyteller's attention as he gazes out into the blackness. He has been thinking on the many tales he will live in to satisfy the people's appetites for fantasy, which rise with the morning sun. The morning sun rises, refreshed for a new day. As he watches, the storyteller's mood, in turn, brightens. As he sits outside his house, people are drawn to him. Carrying their minds as partially filled buckets, the listeners near closer to catch every drop of emotion the storyteller transforms into poetry. He spins tales of joy and splendor, drawing attention to the rare beauty of this day. Even I, having read much clearer text than the words improvised by this soft-spoken man, admittedly am as captivated as the rest. Through the storyteller, the mountains sing. Through the storyteller, the people absorb their song. Laborers, those carrying many bundles of crops upon their shoulders, and those pulling wagon alike, slow their steps near the storyteller. I watch them with gentle delight. I am witnessing the desire for knowledge in all, regardless of occupation. This is truly the ideal in society. They notice me staring, and hurriedly avert their eyes, and try to continue along their way. However, my head nods with an encouraging smile, and they relent to stay so that they may remain a little longer in a vibrant world, far away from any worries, forever narrated by the storyteller's soothing voice. They do not need to know, as I know, of the meaning behind the brush strategically splattering ink across the translucent paper. A wistful look and an open mind readily fills the space left by their primitive education. They, more than any of the other townspeople, cherish every moment they burden their slouch back with, to feed an eager soul. And what of the poor farm boy, who surely would cherish these words just as passionately? He is in the fields with his father, with no storyteller to prompt his imagination. This thought tears me away, and I hurriedly scuttle down the road before my mind can continue to be playfully corrupted by what-ifs. From an exuberant peddler hawking Spring Festival candies and firecrackers, I buy a handful of barley sweets. They stick to my fingers, but I do not mind. Such untidiness can be acceptable amid the joy brought by the Spring Festival. I caution the peddler, however, reminding him of the fragile balance between commerce and dignity enveloping the narrow, bustling street where we stand. This, as I have seen too much over this great empire's history, has been upset, inviting corruption and unrest to infect our pure soil. Do not sacrifice the harmony of the town for a few extra customers drawn by your unusual enthusiasm's arresting nature, I tell him. When in a part of a blossom village such as this one, it is finally a privilege to be in the chorus. He seems to understand, and is sobered by both my words and the authority supporting them. A few moments of the peddler's gentle nodding, and instantly hushed enthusiasm later, I am on my way. As I continue down the road, however, I look back every once in a while to see that the peddler's excitement proved to be contagious. I saw many people cheerfully eating the same barley sweets as I ate. I smiled and quietly cautioned myself against subsequent reprimands. This day I aim to merely enjoy what in my studies I have too easily forgotten, the delight of reintroducing the soul to the liveliness of a city. I smile, and my mind, like the townspeople to the storyteller's voice, allows itself to stoop as a partially filled bucket fluttering about, to capture every pure drop of this village's life it can find. I look to the neat rows of rice in the distance, aligned meticulously by the farmer, whose backbone visibly arches in the spring's gentle sunlight. By digging narrow channels with a stone shovel in the rich auburn soil, he seeks to direct the river's temper towards his crops. His methods are tedious, and his shovel primitive, but I do not object. After he has finished, an anger dispersed will not be so intimidating. Day after tiring day, he tends the crop. When his family has already eaten, he may sell the excess at the city market in the morning, and trade for the luxuries brought across many mountains. He has not traveled beyond the village market, but already the taste of foreign fascinations amazes the simple farmer, and inspires his young son. As I saunter across the bridge back to the fields interspersed with forest, I notice that, regardless of the weight exerted by men, animals, and carts alike, the bridge withheld. The strength of bridges, as in population, lie not in the individual stones, but the glue. I continue walking with a light skip in my step, comparable to the peddler I formerly chided. This day, the branches who deem their limits the sky have touched the sun.